SIP is how, not what. How many times have you heard, मैं SIP करती हूँ, so I'm invested, as if SIP itself were the investment. आज एक पॉपुलर मिथ को सीधा सिंपल तरीके से तोड़ते हैं. SIP is not a thing that you buy. It is the way you put money into something, like a mutual fund, at regular intervals. Your outcome depends on what you are investing in, not the fact that you did it via SIP. Let me share a story of two friends, same SIP, very different results. So meet Aarti and Naina. Both start an SIP of 5,000 per month for 5 years. Aarti sets up an SIP in a good quality equity mutual fund that she has handpicked. She's learned that and she wants long-term growth. Say Naina sets up an SIP in a liquid fund. She wants safety with some returns. After 5 years, both of them have contributed 3 lakh rupees, but Aarti's corpus is meaningfully higher than Naina's. Why? Not because SIP works for Aarti and not for Naina, because the underlying mutual fund is different. Now, equity mutual funds aim for long-term growth with volatility, but you have to select a good one. Liquid funds aim for capital preservation with modest returns. SIP is just a method. The vehicle decides the journey. SIP is like you scheduling your money. Fund is where your money actually lives and earns. Now, AMFI and Morningstar both define SIP as a method, a facility to invest at intervals, not a product. So, quick clarity, what SIP actually is. SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. You invest a fixed amount at regular intervals, say monthly, into a chosen hand-picked fund. That is, it is a disciplined way to invest, often benefiting from rupee cost averaging over time. But the risk to return you experience is driven by the fund, the quality of the fund, whether it's equity, hybrid, liquid. It's not the SIP button itself. Now, why the confusion happens and how to fix it? We hear SIP so often in ads and conversations that it feels like it's a product. It's a product's name. Even seasoned investors sometimes say, I invest in SIP, when they mean I invest via SIP. Now, Morningstar has put it beautifully. SIP is a strategy, a tool like using a spoon to stir soup. The recipe is your fund choice. So fix the language, fix the thinking. Not I invested in SIP. Say I run a SIP into an equity, hand-picked equity fund for my 10-year goals. Or I run an SIP in a liquid fund to park some short-term money like travel. Now that one wording tweak forces clarity about the vehicle. Contrast, say, equity SIP versus liquid SIP. Same discipline, different destination. Now, equity SIP is very growth oriented, long horizon. You're buying units of an equity fund every month. Expect ups and downs over long periods. Equities have historically aimed to beat inflation and grow wealth. No guarantees, but if you pick a good quality mutual fund, SIP method is going to make it happen. And liquid funds are short horizon, right? It's like a very short-term investment which is focused on liquidity, modest returns, interest rate risk is limited, credit risk exists. It's great for parking some cash. It's not for long-term growth. Now say, I'll just, let's say if you invest 5,000 rupees for every month for 5 years, at a growth return, say 10-12% annually, your corpus could end near, say, 4 lakh rupees. At a preservation style return, 4 to 6%, it might end closer to 3 lakhs, mid 3 lakhs. Now, same SIP, discipline, different outcomes because the engine is different, right? Again, these are examples. So now how do I pick the right vehicle? Start with your goal, your time horizon, and then match the fund type. 2 to 3 years goal, you want safety, liquidity. Liquid, overnight, ultra short duration fund, just park the money, that's it. 3 to 5 years is more balanced temperament. Consider hybrid allocations, equity and debt. 5+ years, growth. Now learn the step-by-step methodology to pick good quality mutual funds at Women on Wealth, and then do your SIP. Stay disciplined through various cycles. And then revisit once a year, rebalance to keep risks aligned with your plan. Don't chase last year's winner. Pick consistently, review calmly. Morningstar's guidance on selecting funds stresses focusing on process and not fit. So, SIP setup playbook, 3 steps in 3 minutes. Number 1, learn to choose the fund and then choose the fund based on your goal time horizon. Number 2, automate the method. Set a monthly SIP date right after the salary credits. So automation beats willpower. Now AMFI literally defines SIP as this recurring investment facility. 3, name your SIP by your goal. It could be a home in 2029, financial freedom fund. Now naming reduces FOMO. You invest for your why. Pro tip for short-term goals, right? SIP into liquid overnight can help you accumulate without the temptation to spend. So just remember, it's for parking, not compounding glory. For long-term goals, your core growth engine should be equity. It is always equity. SIP is simply your rhythm to fund it. Now 1 minute of common mix-ups, rapid fire. SIP ही return देता है, myth. SIP does not give returns. Your mutual fund gives returns. Your investment gives returns. SIP just times your buying. Liquid SIP से long term wealth बन जाएगी. For long term wealth, equity पर focus करो. वो main engine है आपका. Liquid is only for safety, short term. I'll pick whatever trends on YouTube. Process over popularity. So learn to research the step-by-step methodology to pick good quality mutual funds. Now, if this flipped the switch from I invest in SIP to I run an SIP into the right fund for my goal, save this video, share it with that one friend who's been treating SIP like a product. Pick the right vehicle. I am repeating, pick the right one and then automate. Come, learn from Women on Wealth.